No Man's Sky has been one of the most anticipated games for nearly 3 years. With the game's release finally around the corner, in this video we'll be taking a look at 15 No Man's Sky gameplay features that you need to know about. Let's get right into this. Number 1. No Man's Sky is an open universe game being developed by Hello Games. The idea of the game is that you play as a planetary explorer going through the planets in the game. Each planet acts as its own open world, so essentially No Man's Sky is amplifying the typical open world formula by encompassing several different worlds, becoming an open universe game. Sounds ambitious to say the least. Number 2, when you talk about No Man's Sky, one of the focal points is the number of planets. The game is expected to feature over 18 quintillion planets, all procedurally generated. When you begin the game, you'll start on a planet at the edge of the universe equipped with a survival spacesuit, with a jetpack, a multi-tool that can be used to scan, mine, and collect resources, as well as to attack other creatures. It'll be up to you on how you want to go about exploring the universe and proceeding in the game. Number 3, so 18 quintillion planets is a lot, but at the same time, that kind of quantity might make the planets very generic. But Hello Games is saying that won't be the case. Every single planet in the game is said to be unique from one another. Each will have its own climate, weather patterns, and day and night cycle. Planets that are farther away from the sun will be colder and harsher, while planets in between are more likely to support life. Number 4, so after hearing all of that, you might be thinking, is No Man's Sky just a mindless exploration game? Not necessarily. While the game has no traditional story, it does give the player a clear goal and objective: to reach the center of the galaxy. There you'll find the most exotic planets with the best minerals and hostile environments. Number 5, while flying around and exploring all of these planets, you'll find different species, races, planets, animals, and so much more. If you're the first to discover one of these things, you'll be credited for this discovery and you can name them whatever you want. When you find something, you'll have to upload it to the Atlas. The Atlas is a massive encyclopedia of everything players have discovered while playing No Man's Sky. The developers describe this as perhaps the most important part of the game. Number 6, the game will obviously have alien life forms around and you won't be able to communicate with them at first. However, you can learn the languages by interacting with the same species multiple times or by discovering artifacts about their language. Creatures are also procedurally generated, so there's always something new to find. Number 7, you can die in the game, whether it be from radiation or even the life on the planets. There are also robots called Sentinels around the universe that will try to kill you if you start destroying things, killing creatures, or even other aliens. If you die on a planet, you'll be revived back on your ship, having lost the items you hadn't stowed and discoveries you hadn't uploaded to the Atlas. If you die in space, you'll be revived at the nearest space station without your ship, items, and discoveries. Number 8, to get from planet to planet, you'll need a ship that's capable of doing so. The ability to explore planets is limited by the range of the hyperspace jump engine of the player's current spacecraft, and how much fuel that ship carries at the time. You'll be able to use different ships, but bear in mind that you'll only be able to have one ship at a time, so you're advised to pick one that suits your playstyle, whether it be fighting, trading, or traveling. Number 9, crafting is a massive part to No Man's Sky's gameplay. You'll need to craft in order to upgrade your ship, your survival suit, and your weapons. You can upgrade these by collecting resources from all of the planets, and the rare resources may only be found in certain types of solar systems. Number 10, the actual interaction between players in No Man's Sky has been a little bit confusing, so let's clear that up. When exploring the universe, it's possible you will see other players. The odds are much lower than a typical multiplayer game because there are so many planets, and ships belonging to other players will not be tagged with any sort of indicator or even their names. Hello Games has also stated that other players will look entirely different from anything else in the game. Lead developer Sean Murray said, "You effectively see their suits, so you won't know what's inside. It still won't answer for people whether you are an alien or whether you're a human or what you look like." Number 11, No Man's Sky will also feature AI factions. These factions are also procedurally generated. You can have good relations or bad relations with them, and factions' relationship can be improved by attacking enemy ships or by helping them defend against attacks. Number 12, interestingly enough, even though on the surface No Man's Sky is a massive, grandiose adventure, the install file won't be all too big. The PS4 version of the game only takes up around 6 GB of install space, and a lot of that is just audio files. Since the planets in the game are procedurally generated, they don't actually sit on the disk itself, leading to a very small file size.
Toxin protection fully.
Number 13, music is one of the big elements in No Man's Sky. The game uses a generative music system called Pulse developed by Paul Ware, using a large library of loops, textures, and melodies created by the band 65 Days of Static to randomly create music to accompany the gameplay. The music reacts to the changing of the terrain and becoming more or less menacing sounding depending on whether a character is in danger. Number 14, for those that don't like paying for DLC, you'll be happy to know that No Man's Sky will have no paid DLC. Rather, there will be post-game updates. Hello Games are already working on the first update, and Sean Murray explained to PC Gamer that this is definitely a game for updates, and actually content-wise, DLC is less applicable. And finally, number 15, No Man's Sky has been in development for about 6 years. Sean Murray began working on it in secret at first, but then the team expanded to a 4-person project who worked on the title until its first teaser trailer. The final product was worked on by about a dozen people. The game was officially announced back in 2013, shortly after the PlayStation 4's launch, and gamers will finally be able to play it on PS4 and PC on August 9th. So that wraps up our countdown of 15 No Man's Sky features that you need to know about. What do you think? Are you excited for No Man's Sky, or are you still skeptical on how this game will turn out? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.